Hi, welcome back to my channel. Antoinette here. This is one of those videos with the what about those decks we see on Amazon that nobody talks about. Now we know Amazon has a lot of decks for sale, and buyers beware is the caveat for anything you purchase from there. Do your due diligence and your homework, she says cautiously. I've been bouncing around these decks for a while, and they seem to be created by a company, or the brand that they're coming from is Light of Justice. So other than that, I can't find a lot more information, but for what you get, they do actually seem to be okay. Not my usual style of deck, but intriguing nonetheless. So just for an exploration, take this a little bit further. So we said, so they normally come from Amazon. Usually that's where, you know, type in the brand, and a plethora of these come up. And you can already see actually the ones that are in front of you I've purchased. And I didn't realise I had quite so many. And I actually have a couple more that I'm waiting on delivery of, which has intrigued me. And I have found them quite useful for doing the past lives kind of the past lives explorations that I've been doing with Amethyst Ascension and her group Divination and Spirituality on Facebook. So there's certain elements and aspects where actually these cards are set for a purpose were really useful. So we have these cards. They're a bit unusual. They're not, I don't know, they might be your aesthetic. They were never really mine. However, they are reasonably priced, and they come in quite quickly. They're boxed. They don't come with QR codes or books to read. And there are multiple ones for different things, as you can see. And the more you kind of look into them, the more that you can start to notice. And there's just like a close-up for you to have a little look at. And in the UK, these decks are kind of usually averaging at about £16.99. So they're not expensive, and there's like an exploration page. I was just like, look at how many come up in searches, and customers who bought this also like, so trying to be open-minded about these. Of course, if you know something about these that I haven't picked up, then it'd be nice to hear about them. But again, somebody pointed out on Amethyst Ascension's channel, who has got some of these decks as well, that nobody talks about them. And she kind of was like, yeah, you're right, I haven't really, other than in sharing that they're in my monthly use. So here we are, long way around about me doing this. 3 minutes in, I'm sorry. So as you see, 5 decks I have here. If you want me to do individual walkthroughs to see all the cards in the decks, then let me know and I will do that. But I thought maybe just as a starting point to open the conversation for 10 on these, starters for 10, we can have a look. Now, I have never been a big fan of Oracle decks per se. I like them, I think they're beautiful, I love the artwork, but I find either the keywords limiting to the artwork or how they match in together. I've never found the expansive Oracle deck, the one that does everything, and that has kind of been my, you know, like a tarot deck will do pretty much everything. I've been looking for the Oracle deck that matches the tarot deck, I suppose, in many respects, and I just haven't really quite found it. So hence I have these. Why so many? Because actually they weren't too expensive, and this here in front of you is probably the equivalent of me getting one indie deck sent across from the US. So, you know, and I've got multiple things here doing the same thing. So that's a fact. That's not a dig. That's just fact. So sometimes, you know, you want more than one pair of shoes to try on. So if we start here, so come in sturdy boxes or tuck boxes is what I found. And it tells you about them on the back. They are from across the continent, and they are Messages of Oracle. This one is Messages of Oracle and Cosmic Cards. This is a 42 card deck, so it's the smallest one that I have. And they're good for working with inner self. Now, this is kind of a generic bit of information, really. There's the backs. Is that the backs? No, that's the backs. So messages of the cosmic oracle cards. These ones are a little bit cardboardy. I mean, I presume there's a core in there. I'm genuinely not sure. They just feel like a really good quality cardboard. And I might be being a bit unkind about that. But I don't riffle shuffle, overhand shuffle. They're fine. But yeah, they are going to get a little bit beat up on the edges otherwise. So just to show some of the cards that are in this deck. So we have, do your thoughts need a reboot? Focus on the good in your life. So you kind of get two messages, and I have used them on the occasions I've used them for myself, just for a personal message. They've been quite close to the mark. Give yourself some credit for doing a good job. This whole living thing. Oh, for doing a good job at this whole living thing. So here we have, take responsibility for your choices, and this is your life to live, so own it. That's a beautiful piece of art on that one. Speak up and out. Let your voice be heard loud and clear. Let your feelings out. All of them, even the ones that scare you. When you find something that excites you, go all in and enjoy the ride. So stop ruminating over what you did or didn't do. Let it go. Your life is so special. Treat it with loving care. A little bit of faith goes a long way. Remember that. Do something kind for someone without any expectation. You must forgive if you want to be free. Do it for yourself. Stop looking outside yourself for the answers. You already know them. That's like your inner hermit, isn't it? Give your inner critique a vacation day. Be kind to yourself. Trust yourself always. Trust others once they've earned it. That's very true. Live your life with both feet in. Commit fully to being here. And stay present. That's where life happens. So that's obviously the card on the front of the box. So that's those ones. Just not put them back together again. I also ordered at the same time as this set, I think I ordered these ones, the Oracle or the Place Oracle, which comes in a tuck box. This is a tight tuck box. You can see it's a little bit damaged here and it's ripped. Just trying to get the cards out because, as I say, there's probably one or two too many cards in the box for the box to be okay. And these are the only kind of makers I find on these actually is the Trikendou, all rights reserved. So if anyone else knows more about that as well, please do pop into comments, all knowledge is shared. The Place Oracle is a 78 card oracle deck, which gives you messages and guidance on where events will unfold or which place to visit to achieve the desired outcome. So this one states quite clearly no guidebook, just completely based on your own intuition and whatever your cards interpret for you. So these ones are higher gloss than the previous deck. Don't know if that shows up very well. These are definitely more glossy than this set, which makes them feel completely different. This one feels thicker than this one. I feel a bit flimsier, but actually maybe sturdier when it comes to shuffling. And these are the backs on these ones, which I think are beautiful. So what do we say? So this is a 78 card deck, so it feels more tarot-esque in hand. And there are so many places in this deck. So we have hospital with medical care treatment centre. So depending whether you want a place or you want to find the feeling of place, or take that as information to you to perhaps it's time to pop to the doctors and get whatever it is you're concerned about checked up on. Garden, floral delights, gardening joy, blossoming colours, plant care. We have concert, live performance, music and celebration. Financial centre, economical hub, stock market, business district. Shopping mall, variety of stores and shopping centre. The mystic haven, so enchantment, esoteric magic, intrigue, wisdom, hidden wisdom. So it might be that you want to go to a mystical place. It might be that you retreat your magical room, your safe space, your meditative safe zone, and perhaps it's this that you're seeking knowledge on. Court for legal proceedings, judgment and verdict, justice and fairness. So you may be searching for justice and fairness. Where would you find that? Potentially in the court. That might be your advice card to you. Swimming pool, sunbathing, tanning, pool games, fun, pool parties, or whatever else you might associate with a pool. So for me, I would associate that with relaxation, flotation, letting go. Windswept regions, breezy gusts, whirling winds, airy expanse, dancing leaves. Which brings to mind a place in Cornwall called Kit Hill. It gets some really good wind. And if you know the saying, blowing out the cobwebs, you can't beat that feeling, can you? Of being stood on a hill in an autumn, winter day, where the wind is blowing at you, the skies are just grey everywhere, there's a threat of rain, damp in the air, there's moss around you, the smell, it just, something invigorating about it. It just fills every airway that you have, like your nostrils, your mouth, your eyes, your ears, all at the same time. It's a curious feeling, but sometimes necessary. Gambling excitement, card tables, jackpots, moments, betting odds. Jail, beach. An art exhibition for curative showcase, curated galleries. Libraries for book collections, reading nooks, research and resources. The birthplace of dreams, pursuit of goals, belief in possibilities. So if I leave that one there, and hopefully it's helping you get to see what you may or may not choose to do with these. Then I had this one, what's the tea? This one's harsh. It doesn't say how many cards are in this deck. It's definitely about 78 because of the size of it. This deck is designed to expose the person you need to know about, whether it's a lover, fake friend, co-worker, karmic partners, etc. This deck will literally pour you some hot tea on certain situations. It kind of did, I think, when I first shuffled it and threw it out. It threw out some really miserable cards that I didn't want, put them back in, and out they came again. I've just spotted there. It's an 80 card deck. So again, really good quality. I've got roadworks outside, so I'm sorry about the kind of racket going on around me. From a card perspective, these feel much like the Oracle of Place, but they are more satin finish than the gloss. I mean, they're still shiny, but they're not like that high gloss. They're more like this one. But they feel better. And the backs for these tell you what the deck is, what's the tea. For these decks, I find this really helpful. So messages of cosmic oracle cards. So I find telling you what the deck is on the back is actually useful. In this instance, I don't need a deck that's got pretty backs. The prettiness is beneficial, but I want to know what the deck is so I know that I'm pulling it for the right thing. Because I feel like this deck is something you might have the 7 or 8 versions of in front of you, facing upwards with these on, and you just pull from each one for the topic that you need it for. So it's got a very nice slip to it for shuffling. So here we go. Bad habits, drug addictions and toxicities. A cyberbully. You are being bullied online. They are, has suffered from it, etc. They are or have suffered from it. So there is, yes, there is some language critiquing that could go on here, but the basic message is there. I don't need to pick apart somebody whose first language isn't English that's helped create these. I hope that makes a non-judgmental kind of sense. So here we have Hooked. That's quite a magical card. We have a Divination Abuser. Well, that's telling you like it is, isn't it? Moves in silence. Different day, same stuff. Talking baloney. Being carless. No car repo, car issues. Fake accounts, fake social media, accounts to spy, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, etc. So some of these, you know, if you've got a stalker, which I think I had, and a couple of those came out with it, and I was like, how can that even be possible? And I was like, okay, so somebody is just being, I don't know, purely like not nice intentions towards me, and you know, like your stalkers in the background on Facebook trying to always there, instead of just deleting you and moving on. They're, you know, the ones that feel that they have to be in your life regardless, then. So into you, good chemistry, great vibes, positive vibes. We have a spiritual hater, hates on your spirituality, light, magic and power. There's loads of those in this community, I've since discovered, which is really sad. Running, here we have an offer, being unfazed about it. That's quite a sad one, isn't it? So it's not got, it's not all easy. These aren't all love and light. Your romantic affair, secret lover. This came out in my past life. This was one of the cards from my past life, and actually most of the reading was about broken, disturbed, interrupted relationship, love affairs. And this one kind of like hit home everything that I was looking at. So that for me was my second correlation to these cards giving the messages that are needed in that moment. A dirty offer. Dust it off. Don't actually know what that means. Oh yes I do. I've not got my glasses on. I thought it said blowing. Martin, if you're watching, get your head out of the gutter. Unbothered. Karmic friends. So yeah, I quite like this deck a lot actually. Don't use these a lot. These don't get used often. These aren't my everyday decks because, again, as we know, they're not my aesthetic, but I find them really interesting. So this one here is the, again, so there you go, Trikendou. So the Character Oracle, a deck of 78 cards, aids to address the who questions in tarot readings. So again, no guides, it's just purely your intuition and what you think while you're doing your reading. So it's a tuck box, so it's quite a nice tuck box for this one. And first time I really compared them. Feels a bit more cardboardy to this one. This one feels like a bit more like a thinner cardboard stock to that one, if I'm going to be honest. But I do like the backs. However, it doesn't say Character Oracle, so I'd have to remember that that's the Character Oracle. The road is being dug up outside, like literally just there. And the vibration is ridiculous. So here we have, so for a character of the story, so we have an elder and then suggestions to the character. We have a revolutionist, and again, suggestions of what that might mean. So this isn't the be all and end all, so it might be a musician or it might be something that comes out of here that you feel is the person that you need. And again, I've used this recently in my past lives exploration for September with Amethyst Ascension's Facebook group. Genius, so somebody with a bearer of gifts, extraordinary intellect, innovative mind or exceptional abilities, not just, I suppose, the kind of common sense of genius as we expect, you know, somebody on Mensa. A lawyer, keeper of justice, law cases, defense and advisor. So again, expanding on that. Farmer, somebody who's a cultivationist, a harvester, a land worker. Vendor, we have soldier, we have, you know, some sadder aspects of life archetype in here. Spies, barbers, betrayal. So that might be somebody who is disloyal towards you. They have a conspiracy going against you, broken bonds, so deceitful towards you. A magician, that's a great card. Channeler of power, potential, magic, illusion, manifestation. The creator, so they are very similar. Weaver of imagination, creativity, innovation, invention, realization. I like that one. The hunter, a civil servant, criminal, athlete, careers. So there's a lot. This isn't an exhaustive deck, again. So a repairman might be something from there, but a repairman can be anything, can't it? That could be a plumber, an electrician, a handyman, maintenance person. So plenty of ways that you could take out that and not just be just this. Like the fireman, so this one came out in my past life, and instead of it being fireman that I was using, because I was talking about female anyway, it was down here. It was the kind of being brave and sacrifice, like self-sacrifice that went with my reading. We have like youthful aspects of people, researchers, whole players, knights. Oh God, that's quite crazy that, well, this has been well shuffled, they're coming out together. The clergy, child, learners, journalists, detectives, aesthetics. So I think you can see it is a really, again, another really good deck with some very valuable cards in it. Okay, and the last one for today is the Career and Life Oracle deck. I will do a part 2 with the other decks. Put that on there. I'll just check back here. Will you get a new job or promotion? What do you need to do to make progress in your career? How can you build prosperity in your life? This thick deck of 80 Oracle cards will tell you what you need to know and give you clarity and understanding. So manufacturer here, this one says Cosmic Lights. So there's the backs for these. So from a cardstock perspective, they're quite similar. Yeah. Beautiful. Gosh, that noise is just horrendous. I think they're literally resurfacing the entire road outside. Never had any warning about it. So here we are. And when I got this and I first shuffled and threw out a few cards, I messaged kind of like one of my groups of friends on Messenger, as you do. I was like, hey, look at this deck, like these are the cards that come out, you know, what do you think? And instantly everyone was like, oh my, wow, look at those cards. So even they were impressed with what come off this. So here we have honest work. So it's okay to have a job that's not very glamorous. Get some experience to help you move up in the future. Success is process, not a quick fix. Investment. So investing in your education and make some big plans for the future. Take calculated risks, but save something to fall back on. Wisdom. You are called to serve as a mentor for someone or as a role model and guide who can show the way. Use your wisdom and experience. Guidance. So divine forces are showing you the way to go. You are discovering another place and another piece of your destiny and your purpose in life. Rewards. You are cashing in on all the good work you've done. Raises, bonuses, and prosperity are coming in. Keep going and keep growing. Authority. Clashes with the boss or a challenge to your power will compel you to respond. Choose peaceful solutions if you can. That's a wise one. Outside forces. Unknown figures are driving the situation, and you may not be able to control the outcome. This cycle will shift soon and you will be okay. So I think the message that goes with the keyword is quite good. I think there's enough, as I say, you don't need a book for this. You just go with what's in there. It's time to go out on your own and create your own business or try something well outside your comfort zone for independence. The future, planning for your future while living in the present. You're always supported by spirit. Your psychic abilities can bring you prosperity. I'll just flip you through some more. And again, as I said, if you want to see any of these decks in particular, let me know down below. I don't know why I've never done individual flip throughs. I think I kind of got turned off of doing flip throughs for a little while, to be honest, because I felt like they weren't beneficial content to people, which is nuts because when I want a deck, I stalk YouTube and I stalk people's flip throughs. And then here's me in the corner, not flipping through with the decks that I've got to share, you know, what I'm seeing, what I've got and what I'm using them for. But as I say, these aren't all everyday decks for me. They are simply, I think, a good idea. They cover a range of headings, and I'm not too adverse as I thought I would be. I'm not too upset with the composition of the decks, and they do kind of, I mean, that was a bit more spacey and out there, but they do sort of work together as well, so they are in keeping. And as you know, the reason these decks fell into my collection was because of Kim at Abundant Life Tarot, who developed her own oracle deck on Make Playing Cards. This one. So Secrets Revealed True Crime Oracle. These are on, you know, these are on good cardstock. These ones, these are playing cards. So this was the deck that opened my mind, expanded my mind and my thinking to these ones. Anyway, I will leave it there for a minute because I think that's enough just for a taster on these decks. But yeah, what are you thinking? And now you've seen them, would you be tempted to buy them? Do you think they would replace any of your other oracles? Or do you find that maybe they have a place with your other oracles? As I say, I'm still looking for, you know, that oracle that does what tarot does. These all together can't quite do it, but at least I have headings and topics to work with. Until next one, take care. Bye-bye.